Good morning, 7th class. Yes, students, yesterday we have started the chapter environment for recapitalization. So I am continuing with the same. Yes, my dear students, as we have discussed the three types of environment we are having, one is a natural, then human made, and then human environment. Now, yesterday we have started discussion on the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. So lithosphere means the land portion of earth. Hydrosphere, all water bodies they are included in that. And atmosphere, that is a blanket of air around the earth. So dear students, as we have discussed that in previous video, that not only one sphere can make the life possible on earth. So together, that means the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. Together when they meet, then they form a very narrow zone that is called a biosphere. So only in that zone the life is possible in biosphere. So one mark question can be here, define biosphere. So definitions can be there. Define biosphere. Plants and animal kingdom together make biosphere. Or you can say it is a narrow zone, I'm highlighting here, where land, air, water or the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere they meet and they together form a biosphere. Narrow zone, here it is written. Narrow zone of the earth where land, water and air interact with each other to support life. Next, ecosystem. It is a system formed by interaction of all living organisms with each other with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live, all linked by transfer of energy and material. So, ecosystem. Ecosystem means which support life. So here one story has been given that an NCC camp that Ravi's class was attending. Jesse exclaimed, "What a heavy downpour! It reminds me my home in Kerala. You should come and see." Means rainfall is there, and they are just discussing about a different. They are discussing about their different memories. You should come and see how it pours and over the lush green fields and coconut plantation. Hira from Jaisalmer exclaimed, "We get no rains, we see only kikar and sand." So here the different students are there, means they are belonging to different climatic conditions, and they are also discussing in the same manner that they are living in different areas and what type of climatic conditions they are facing. Hira says, "Not just camels. If you visit our desert, you will see snakes, lizards, many insects." Ravi wondered, why do the animals, the vegetation, and the way people live vary from place to place? Are they all related to each other? Oh, yes, very much so, the teacher replied. So, this is a conversation between the some of the friends, those who are sitting in a class. They are just explaining what type of animals, means the different types of animals and different types of climatic conditions they are looking in their surroundings. Yes, my dear students, as we know, all plants, human beings, animals, they depend on their surroundings. Suppose you are going to visit a mountainous area, or you are going to visit a hilly area. So what you will see there? The animals, they are the full of fur, means like sheep, yak, you are able to see there. So why they are able to see or live there in the cold climatic conditions? Because their skin and fur also protect them from the harsh climatic conditions. So as we are living in different climatic conditions, so our skin, our clothing, they are also maybe different. We are habitual of our living climatic conditions. So different types of climatic condition in our ecosystem also. It may be large rainforest, grassland, desert, mountains, lake, river, ocean, and even a small pond. So these are the different things that we are having in our ecosystem. Now, human environment. Human beings interact with the environment and modify it according to their need. And how they modify it according to their need? With the help of their knowledge and technology. So, with the help of their knowledge and technology, they are able to modify the environment. Early humans adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. Yes, my dear students, the early humans, they were not in the habit of changing of the environment, because at that time they were not having proper technology to change the things. But later on, when they have developed their technology, and then now they have changed their life. Earlier they were in the habit of living simple life, and they were fully dependent on their natural surroundings. They were not in the habit of growing crops, they were not in the habit of living in or making their houses. Means they all just later on, with the help of time, with the passage of time, by and by they learn to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead a settled life, and a wheel was invented. Two main inventions they have done at that time. One was the invention of wheel, and the second was the invention of fire. As we know ki the fire was invented accidentally, you can say, but it turns their life into a great change. Same with the invention of wheel also. These two major developments they have done in their earlier life, and because of these two things, and then the third one is the growing of crops. When they started living a settled life, so they have developed a lot trade. First of all, they have started a trade with the barter system. Here I am just wanted to highlight the definition. The barter system, in which the exchange of goods without the use of money, means they sell or purchase the things only with the exchange of goods, you can say. Here is a definition: barter system. Because at that time no money was there in society, and later on they have introduced a different kind of money. Then they started the selling purchase with the help of money. Okay. And next, as we exercise we have already done. So again I am recapitulating the things. Three types of environment we are having: the natural environment, human made environment, and then the human made environment. Natural environment, that is available to us naturally, means without any human interference it is available to us. Human made environment means the human, they modify the human environment by using their skills and knowledge, and it cannot be possible in one day. All the time the developments they have introduced, and for in future also they may introduce some of the new development also with their knowledge, or you can say with the need created by the humans. So when the need is created, then the things also be created. So such kind of developments can be there if we develop our needs also. So it depends only on our need. So we have discussed. Now here one more thing I want to discuss, that we are in the habit of spoiling our environment also. Nowadays, as we know, population is increasing day by day, and we are just spoiling our natural environment. And you know, the pollution is the main problem that have been arised at the time of the Diwali also. And now also, as due to COVID-19 we all are staying at home, so very less pollution is there on the roads, because the maximum industries has been locked out because the lockdown is going on. The vehicles, they are not moving frequently on the roads, so such kind of conditions are there. And you know what, the government has done the survey that due to this lockdown we have facing the environmental condition that we have faced uh, before 60 or 70 years. Now look how much less pollution is there. So it's our moral responsibility to save the environment, because when we are just relishing the environmental conditions, or we are having the pure air and water, so it's our moral responsibility to provide all such things to our future. So that is all for the day. Revise it thoroughly and revise the questions again and again.